All right, this is a video tutorial to help you with assignment 7.3. So I moved on to the second slide here, and our first activity is to find the vertex, x-intercepts, and y-intercept for each quadratic function. So just remember, our quadratic is the x squared thing. It's the U shape or the upside down U shape. So vertex is talking about the highest point. So I think it's probably easier to start with the graphs, work out what each one is, and then drag each of the cards to it. So let's start with this one here. Whoops, did not mean to drag that onto it though. So the coordinates we read across first and then up. So the vertex is the highest or the lowest point. It's where the graph turns around. So 3 and 1. So we've got to have a look. They might be hidden around here a little bit. Hopefully they're not hidden under something else. Well, that's interesting. I don't actually see the one for that one. All right, let me look at the x-intercepts then. So the x-intercepts is where it crosses the axis. So that would be at 2 and 4. So that would be 2, 0 and 4, 0. All right, so we'll join that card up. The y-intercept, it looks like it goes through. It's a little small to see on here. It looks like it's either -16 or actually there is a 0, -16 here. So I'm going to put that one there. And I still don't see that 3, 1. I'm not sure if that's just hidden somewhere. Not quite sure. Perhaps what I'll actually do then is I will keep going on this one just so we can see some more. So x-intercept, look at the scale here, it's changed a little bit. So 4 and -2. So that would be that one there. The lowest point, not easy to see here. You can see it's between 0 and 2, so that's 1. It's a little lower than -8, so probably about 1, -9. There we go, we got that one. And it goes through the x-intercept at 8. Sorry, y-intercept of 8. So we got that one there. There we go. That one's good. Let's see what else we got on here. The vertex is this highest point here. So that would be at 2 and then -2. There aren't actually any x-intercepts on this one. Notice there's the x-axis and it doesn't go through at all. So no x-intercepts. And it goes to the y-axis at -6, I can see here. So that one should be good. And then we've just got this one left. So the vertex, the lowest point on the graph, I can see is -4, 0. So I'll add that in. Notice that's also happens to be the x-intercept. That's also where it crosses the x-axis as well. So we got that one. And the y-intercept is, it looks like it goes through 8. Whoops. So we'll join that up. Oh, there it was. That was the one that I was missing. So it went through 3 and 2. So I can throw that one in and then we should be good. I just wanted to make sure, and you can actually check to see if you did get them all correct. Now, when we're looking at our graphs, this is more a review of what we did in lesson 7.2. We're looking at zeros first, so it goes through the axis. If you're not sure, remember, you can just click and it will tell you 1 and -1. So x equals 1, oops, x equals 1, comma, x equals -1. And then when you do the factors, you just do the opposites. And this is the one with the parentheses and the opposites. So where it says 1, I'm going to put -1. And then where it says x equals -1, I'm going to do the opposite, which is +1. So make sure you got your x's here. Make sure you've got your parentheses. And check your answer by typing your factors in the box below. So basically, we're matching up the graph. If we want to see if this is correct, if we type in what we think the answer is, we should get the same graph. And notice how it changed color there. If I delete the 1, as soon as I put the 1 back, you can see that it changes color. So that's a good way of confirming on Desmos if you actually have the right answer or not. You can certainly do slide 5 and 6 all by yourself. And slide 7, it's the same idea. You're just writing down the answer. Sometimes it's intercepts. So for -9, I would put +9, 0. For -1, I would put +1, 0. And the zeros are just 9 and 1. So whenever we go from the factors to either the x-intercepts, the zeros, the roots, the solutions, we're just going to do the opposites for those. For this one here, this is the new one for today. So I'll do this one, and then you can try this one and this one. So 2x minus 3, I do the opposite of -3, which is +3. And then instead of timesing by 2, I divide by 2. So that would be my first one. And then the second one, instead of -7, I would put +7. And it does say at the top, you've got to put x equals or else it won't accept it. So let me do that. And there you go. You can see that that is correct. And then for this, then this would be 3/2, 0. and 70. What I am curious about is, would it allow actually for me to put 1.5 in here? Nope. It wants you to keep it as a fraction. And that's more useful. So when we do these questions in reverse, we can find the answer. A little reminder for this one, the one at the bottom here, when we have x by itself, that actually means that the answer is 0. So we didn't see that one today in class, so that's probably worth reminding you about. And then the other one would obviously be 10. Once we have our questions, then you can start doing them in reverse. So if we know that 2 is a 0, then to find the factors, we know these are factors because you can see that the parentheses, and in fact they're multiplied together. So they would be, instead of 2, it would be -2. So I know it's between these two, and I'm going to let you do those two now. You can see how to do that. To find out if they have an x-intercept of 4, you're just going to type in each equation. It says you can type them in here. As soon as I see that fraction, I'm pressing that slash symbol, and then notice it creates a fraction for you. I push the down arrow key to get to the bottom. X plus 8 plus 3. And then look where it goes through. And actually, it has an x-intercept of -4. We need a +4, so it's certainly not that one. And you can check the other ones as well. I'll just do one more here. I'll do the second one just so we can see. X plus 4, X minus 1. Let's have a look. Nope, it goes through -4 and it goes through +1, so that's not good. We could have done that just using the rule we did earlier. Instead of +4, I know it's -4, so that's not what we're looking for. And then this one is for -1, it was +1. You can check the rest. And to see if they have exactly 2 roots, same idea. You're just going to type each question in, and you're going to look, are there 2 x-intercepts? So for this one, it only goes through once, so that would be a no, mainly because there's not a squared here. You're going to kind of need a squared, although the squared doesn't guarantee that you have 2 roots. It does most of the time. So for example, this x squared minus 25, if I'll type that one in, x squared minus 25. There you go. You can see the U shape, and you can see it goes through 2 times, but it doesn't always work. For example, if I was to put in x squared plus 10x plus 25, notice it only touches at one point here, so that wouldn't actually be good enough for what I'm actually looking for, because I need 2, it says. Notice it doesn't always have to say 2, though. It could say 1, and then this would have been a correct answer. Or if I change it a little bit more, I could actually have an answer even when it's 0 solutions or 0 zeros for this one, because it doesn't pass through at all. So you can check each of those independently, and that should be enough for you guys to be able to do the rest of that assignment.